Compass Mining is your trusted partner in Bitcoin mining. Whether you're investing in one machine or thousands, our customizable solutions are tailored to meet your needs. We are your experts in Bitcoin mining, offering a platform where individuals and businesses can purchase hardware, host machines, and access a range of ancillary Bitcoin mining services. We also specialize in large-scale site development and data center operations. Discover more at compassmining.io and see how we can power your success today.
Hey miners, welcome back to the channel McNallie Money, the official home of power mining analysis. Friday morning, what an incredible day it is for Bitcoin and the Bitcoin miners. Bitcoin itself sitting just north of 106,000 and the miners have finally taken off as expected. This comes on the back of a big executive order in relation to crypto last night from Trump, and that's what we're going to be talking about in today's video. Before we get into it, take a second, smash the like button, you guys. Big help to myself and the channel. Anthony loves it. If you're not already subscribed, McNallie Money, feel free to join and let us know in the comment section below how you're feeling about your portfolio this morning, if you're buying, selling, or making any trades, and your outlook for next week. Now, with that being said, let's get into today's video. Okay guys, so that's right, Friday morning, a very exciting morning in the Bitcoin mining space. Anthony, this is the breakout we've been waiting for all week. We've had some big action from the new Trump administration throughout the week. He came out last night signing the first crypto or Bitcoin focused executive order, and it seems that was the catalyst we needed for the market to really take a turn here.
Yeah, no, amazing day yesterday. A lot of good updates. We covered most of them on the actual podcast yesterday, but we didn't cover the signing of the order because that happened after the podcast. So great to see President Trump sign that. He also signed the executive order to declassify the JFK files, which should be interesting, especially to us because we did the JFK tour last year back in when we were in Dallas. So we've sort of got the sort of whole story behind that. And, you know, we went through that, you know, the grassy knoll. Please, Bryce, explain to me how many times you've heard any grassy hill called as a grassy knoll before. Has that ever been used in any other sentence ever?
I haven't, but interestingly enough, I thought this exact same thought process, Anthony. We went on a guided tour and that whole area is so much smaller than I had envisioned in my head. It's really only about a city block or two. And I saw some of that new footage that came out last night about the assassination. So very interesting and topical as it relates to Bitcoin, our trip down to Texas, and now obviously RFK and the Trump administration.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So with that being said, Anthony, some big changes in terms of how banks can treat crypto and Bitcoin assets on their reserve. We alluded to that yesterday in a few videos talking about how the landscape has really improved, how there's a lot of positive catalysts for the Bitcoin miners. Bitcoin itself responding in a nice way. It's now north of 106,600 and the miners, from what I can see here, green across the board, CIFR leading the pack. We've got multiple miners in the double digits today alone.
Yeah, it's a nice green day for the majority of the miners that we cover. And you're right, CIFR's having a really good day. There's another miner out there, Kango, that's just started to get people's attention. Only on the grounds, we don't cover Kango, but only on the grounds that they have 32 exahash. And they literally bought 32 exahash at the first attempt, and they're buying a further 18 exahash to get to 50. So they're going to be around 50 exahash by the end of Q1. And in the month of March, I believe they're going for another 18 exahash. Will take them to 50 exahash, along with the likes of CleanSpark, IREN, who are also aiming to get to 50 by the end of June. So Kango may get there quicker than them. The thing is, though, what they're doing is they're buying a lot of older miners. I think a lot of S19 XPs. They've not been buying the latest versions. So obviously they must be getting tied in some really good energy rates. And I think they're hosting some with Bitmain. So they've got a partnership there. But 50 exahash come out of nowhere, literally. I think the market cap today is around about $500 to $600 million. So a company with 32 exahash, albeit maybe not the most efficient fleet. It won't be the least efficient fleet. We know some of the miners have got still using S19s. But they're able to still get a margin on that there. This is I think Kango are like a car manufacturing company, or that was their main business, and they've just literally moved across into Bitcoin mining and literally gone all in. They've invested, I think, upwards of close to $1 billion to get to this point in time. So something worth looking at. I got them in my picks for the Miner Madness competition, just as a sort of like, I am not invested in Kango, so I'm not invested in the company, but I did put them in there as like a strategic pick. In Miner Madness, you can select whatever stocks you want because you've only got 3 months effectively. If I was looking at long term, the three I've picked now may not be the same three. This is a short-term competition, so you have to think about what's got the chance to really do that. And we'll come on to Miner Madness in a little bit, but yeah, the big miners are all green today. Bitcoin, as we speak now, is hedging towards 107,000. So we might even end the end of the weekend for the mining stocks in a really strong position, ready for next week. So yeah, a really good day for miners.
Most definitely. We've seen Senator Loomis is ready to get to work. And just a recap this week, you guys, so far we've seen Bitcoin retake 106,000. Ross Ulbricht freed and reunited with his family as promised by Trump. Trump himself meeting with Bukele, telling the globalists that USA is going to be the capital of AI and crypto growth moving forward. And of course, Senator Loomis being appointed as the Senate Banking Subcommittee Digital Assets Chair. So as you say, Anthony, everything moving in the right direction. We will come on to Miner Madness, but before we do, we got a nice little update out of Bit Digital today, making some progress on their HPC AI developments.
Compass Mining makes Bitcoin mining accessible to everyone. Start mining in as little as 48 hours with our turnkey hardware, online and mining directly to your Bitcoin wallet within 2 business days. Find out more at compassmining.io and get started now.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think this is a customer that they've already got really at the moment who's looking to expand. So this is their main customer. Remember, we talked about these when they came online well over a year ago. And Bit Digital have been, providing them with an annualized revenue rate of about $50 million a year. Now they were going to double that, the double capacity of GPUs in terms of the H100. So that was an incremental, I think, 2,048 H100s. Then all of a sudden that stopped, and they were looking at maybe going for the H200s. That were coming out to the market. And what they did was, rather than sort of like, say, well, we'll come back to you and discuss a new contract, they gave Bit Digital effectively an advance of about $30 million as cash, non-refundable, to say, look, you source the new H200s or the B200 GPUs, and we'll have a deal with you. So that's effectively what's happened. Bit Digital have gone out today. They've got they've gone and purchased 464 NVIDIA B200 GPUs, and this will now replace that expansion agreement that they had with the company. They haven't named the company at the moment, maybe for contractual reasons. So they're going to provide 58 NVIDIA servers for a period of 18 months. And the contract represents 15 million of annualized revenue. So if you look at that for 18 months, that's 22.5 million. However, the customer can deduct the service fees from that 30 million non-refundable deposit paid to the company. So effectively, during that contract period, it looks like they won't have to effectively pay anything because they've already paid 30 million, which is probably sat in treasury by Bit Digital at the moment. But it's another good size add-on to the original contract there. They've also had other contracts in recent months. We had Sam on the podcast a couple of weeks ago, and he was explaining all the various add-on contracts. They're looking to get to that 100 million of annualized revenue, and this is certainly going to get them very close to that now because they've got about 7 or 8 different contracts that they've signed up quite a few customers there, and they're just doing everything organically. They haven't gone out there and said we're going to give out 500 megawatts. They're just doing things on a piece by piece, getting a reputation, providing sort of like what I'd say like a niche service. Not looking to go for the hyperscaler route. And this deal now is also changed. They're actually going to buy these GPUs. So on previous agreements, they've actually gone out there and leased the machines, or bought them initially, but then done a lease back agreement. So effectively get the capital back, and then they pay a lease fee. These here, which are going to cost, I think in the region, I think it's $22 million or $21 million. They're going to actually own these machines. So now obviously they're very focused on HPC. They've bought some facilities. Now they're buying some machines. This service as well will be actually based in Iceland, which makes sense because the 50 million of annualized revenues already taking place in Iceland as well. So that's just an incremental growth to that contract.
Yeah, that's phenomenal. Thank you for the details on that one, Anthony. And as the cherry on top here, you guys, we wanted to quickly update on Miner Madness. We've been so busy this week. We haven't had a lot of chance to talk about it, but that's okay, Anthony. There's been a ton of movement on the board. Sam is now tied for first place on the Analyst leaderboard, up 22.22%, tied with the Gryphon Investments. And what's exciting to see here, Anthony, at least on the Analyst leaderboard, every single person is now in the green. The lowest performer on the Analyst board, 291st position in the competition, still managed to be up 14.6% just in the last 2 weeks of January.
Yeah, no, it's I mean, this is just people are saying, oh, what's happening with the mining stocks? The competition's only been going since the 10th of January, and we're already seeing these types of gains now. And if you look at the main leaderboard, we're seeing some really phenomenal performances from a couple of entrants who've managed to achieve, both of them, over 35% increase literally in the last couple of weeks of the competition it's been running. So amazing to pick out these ones here. Now bear in mind, two of the miners included in those top two there, NDA and DigiHost. So we've got Neptune Digital Assets and DigiHost there. So two of the not most obvious miners to pick, but at the end of the day, this is a competition. I chose Kango because I thought that hash rate increase would spark some attention and maybe get the share price moving with a low market capitalization. And equally, these two entrants here have selected miners that have had a bit of downtime in recent months. I mean, DigiHost we don't cover on the channel, but that's stock price has had a few months of bad, but it's starting to have a really good upturn. I've noticed that in the last week or so, as every day we're seeing double-digit increases. I think I looked at the last 5 days, Bryce. I think it was up over 50%, even though it's probably the only mine that's down today, and that might be a little bit of profit taking. 50% up in the last 5 days.
Yeah, most definitely. Looking at my personal portfolio, this is year to date. So since the 1st of January, up 44% right now, Anthony. So I'm curious, in the comment section below, all the Bitcoin mining bears that have come on our channel recently and said the miners are done, the miners are a bad investment. Let me know how you guys are feeling today and how your portfolio in whatever non-mining companies you have is stacking up. Anthony, a great way to end the week. Green across the board. Bitcoin's on the move. Very productive week on the political front in the United States. You and I are going into the weekend feeling very confident and comfortable with the portfolios. With that being said, you guys, thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you back here Monday.